So it's probably going to take a little while, but I'm going to save it and then eventually put it with a link and send you the link. So whatever, you're not really able to take much notes on,
Okay.
you'll still be able to get in free flow, and you could still see that path on, what it is you're looking to do. Because I know you have a couple of things that pretty much got set up for you, but you're still not in it yet because your coach is still trying to help you get all that stuff done. So we're going to set out that path today. So what I'm going to do is go to the board here. Can you see my screen? You see the board?
It's starting.
Okay. It should be.
Okay, yes.
Awesome. Should be just completely blank and white by the time it's ready there.
Yes,
right, so what we're going to do, so everything I do, it's all for, I call it, it's in how God kind of does it all, right? He never does anything except if he already knows what your path's going to be like, what it's going to look like. So I always start there with the end in mind. So there really isn't, when you're going home for the day, at home is the end, right? Because that's where you're going. So it doesn't matter what happens, you're always going to get home anyways. And what home is here today, let me kind of put this here. What we're going to get to is this, what's called the, right, the why or your purpose. That's kind of what we're going to get at. And that's where everything kind of stems to and build into, right? That's the good stuff. So let me use a softer color here. And so we're going to kind of start at where you're at now. And if these blocks would only cooperate, we would be so well right now. Right, so
they'll come together.
Right? Always.
Yes, they will.
Right? Always trying to trip with us. Well, we're not tripping. It's all good. It's all good. So I'm building out the path here for you, and then we'll get to that, because it's easy when you're able to see the things in your mind. Put it down. So are you able to write and take notes at all, or no?
Yes, I can. I have a sheet of paper here and a pen.
Okay, great. So one of the first things I want you to write down is this: is writing clarifies thought. Oh, I'm just realizing here I had a little scheduling thing. Hold on one second. Let me answer this young lady and call her back, because I just realized we had a scheduling oversight. Well, actually, I'm going to message her.
You say writing clarifies thought?
Writing clarifies thought.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. So let's get this path knocked out. Alrighty. Okay. So that's the first thing you want to be able to understand, because once you understand, and I'm sure you've probably had times before where, maybe you start to think certain things, and then when you start writing it down, what comes out on paper is something completely different. Right? And that's really your thoughts are clarifying on what you're doing. And the whole purpose of like this and these master strategy sessions, it's all about getting all the thoughts, bringing them together, crystallizing them. So when you put things down, there's a formula for generating success. And at first, it's the divine sort of divinity that God puts inside of us comes down first in the form of thought, and then the second step is what we speak. So once we speak it, we bring life to it, we activate it. That's why I say we serve in a voice activated kingdom, because the moment we speak, life and death is in the power of the tongue. We gave life to whatever. And then the third step is taking action, right? Consistent action towards whatever the desires of your heart is that you spoke out already. And this is where lots of people get confused when it comes to praying, because here, let me stop share for a second. So most people, they just pray and pray and pray and pray, and what they don't realize is they're aggravating God, right? Without taking action. It's like your child asking you for something. They say, like, Mom, can I get some food? And you're like, okay, great, go to the kitchen, it's on the table. But they keep asking you for the food because they want you to go get up and bring the food and give it to them. Well, right, God operates the same way. He gives us what we want, but we got to be able to do a little work for it. He said in Genesis, right, we are not going to live from bread alone and the words that come out of our mouth, but from the sweat of our brow, which means we got to go to work. So sometimes our kids ask us for stuff. They got our nerves. You might just smack them. You may or may not go get it. God does the same thing because we're made in his image and likeness. So most people get caught kneeling and praying so long, their knees start to bleed, and then they say God is not answering them. But they don't understand that he's delivering for them opportunities, people, and connections so that they actually go do the work. He's opening the doors. You got to go through the door. He's opening the window. We got to jump through the window. So understanding that, as we go back here, we're going to focus here in the beginning, which is kind of where you are. And this is where we will say we'll list your talents, right?
Okay.
All right, so your talents, let's change colors here again. We'll go back with, we'll stick with red this time. So this is where your talents at. So from your talents, we're going to find out that, what is it that you do? So we know that you are an amazing hairstylist. Okay. What else?
I am a retailer.
Okay. And mostly, what do you retail?
Hair extensions.
Okay. What else?
That's about it.
Okay. And so soon we're looking at becoming an author, yes?
Yes. A coach. And a speaker, yes.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay.
Educator.
All right. So educator. All right. You see talents. Now, what do you think you're most passionate about?
I have an equal passion for all of them.
Okay.
The reason I have a passion for speaking is because there's things that I have harbored within myself that I feel I have the opportunity to eventually release.
Okay.
One of them being about the meaning behind my last name. Also, coaching, because a lot of people come to me for things, and they're always like, "You're so reliable. You're that friend. You keep things in confidentiality. You're dependable, accountable." And so to me, it's like I'm always on my phone conversing with somebody about some issue or some life crisis or family crisis or death or sickness, whatever it is that's going on. I'm always open to receive that. And as far as the author is concerned, it's just basically, I like to write. I would love to master my writing and the genre, the different type of genres of writing.
Okay.
But I would like to document those things that I would speak about. Educator, I just love to teach
Okay.
out of everything that I do. So if it's someone who don't know something and I know how to do it, I'm always there to show them the way and share, whatever nuggets I have to let them, gain that knowledge or skill.
Okay. So let's look at a couple things. So, and this will be here. Let's see. Take this. Yeah. This is just a little different here. Because this black box, this is known as the business box. If you're thinking business, you're always looking to get in the black, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the business box.
Okay.
So we're looking at the coaching and speaking. So basically, how are we going to monetize your speaking? Right? Because one of my goals was to just help you start monetizing things real fast, right?
Okay.
So basically, you're already coaching for free. What are the things you're coaching on?
Relationships, family issues. I don't really know the exact word for it, but it's more like I've tried doing accountability coaching, and I did that with Tanisha, who spoke at the Faithpreneurs Weekend, to get her on stage to speak and
That's
get over
basically growth, right?
her. Mm-hmm.
So it's growth. So these are the areas you're coaching on, you're coaching in, and obviously they're all pro bono. There's no money there.
Okay.
Right? So what your conversation will have to change to for a bit, so we start monetizing what you're coaching on. And it doesn't matter even if you're starting with as little as $25. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We don't care. It's being able to shift in your mind, right? It's being able to shift your mental functions from what you're already doing to start incorporating a cost and time to it, right? So there's three things that happen. The moment you become an entrepreneur, that you find out who your friends really are, you find out who your supporters truly are, and you also find out how far you are willing to go.
Right.
Okay. So when you start sharing with your friends now, hey, the first thing you want to start doing with everyone is start sharing that, you've started your coaching practice. Now, those of you who you've already been talking to, you can start sharing and say, hey, look, I'm going to give you guys the friends and family discount, right? That's for the trusted folks that's in there. And then as you're already kind of going to start building your brand, you're going to start, at a minimum, you say, okay, great. It's, $75 for everybody else. But your friends and family get, they basically get 30% off of what your normal price is. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. So very simply, the things you're already doing, now you're just going to attach a price to it.
Okay.
So you want to be able to ask yourself, this is the question you have to be asking yourself every single day. I want you to write these down. Number one, how much money did I make today?
Okay.
How much do I have scheduled to make tomorrow? And who am I moving forward?
Who am I moving?
Forward.
Okay.
Right? So Look at it this way, because we're gonna move this off the board for a bit. I'm just gonna give you an example, okay, of this using. This is perfect. So moving us here, so you can understand what the moving forward is. So let's take this here. So those three questions. They're here. So this little red box is what we will call forward.
Okay.
And forward is the money zone.
Uh-huh.
By now, your brain should already start making sense of that question, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, that didn't help being red on red, did it?
Not at all.
You know, they say black on black crime. Well, red works too. You think I do this all the time and really didn't pick up on that one? Oh, I love it. That goes to show you, you don't need to be smart to make money. All righty. So, moving. So, question 1. Question 2. Right? And question 3. And it don't necessarily always mean that who you're moving forward will always result in a cash flow. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So when you go to the first question here of
how much money did I make today?
Yep, how much did you make today? When you go to how much, I'm just going to be completely open and raw here. When you start coming up with 0, after a while, that's going to piss you off. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you know your business is not moving forward. You can't pay the bills on niceties. Right?
Right.
Right? And when you get here to question number 2, what was question number 2?
How much do I have scheduled tomorrow?
All right. So who do you have scheduled tomorrow, basically? Right. This is a question. This is the God question. It's always future directed. Right. And then who am I moving forward? That is, who are you talking to? Could be something here where you're pretty much doing, because now you're starting to do it consciously. This is where you may have a possible free consultation. As long as your brain starts to know the difference between a consultation and just giving free advice. You see the difference?
Yes.
Right? So, for example, for my question today, when I asked, and this I did teach all my clients this because I do it myself. Today, it's like, how much did I make today? I made $20,000 today, right? Through coaching and stuff, right? Then who did I have scheduled for tomorrow? I have 6 folks scheduled tomorrow. Who am I moving forward? You're someone I'm moving forward. It may not always result in, a payment, but when you look at this to the chart here, this is the hopes of me as a business owner, right? There are things that you're going to do and serve from the heart, yes, but there are things you're always, in a sense, moving towards your purpose, because God didn't make you stupid, so we're not going to be stupid. So during your master discovery session today, these blocks that are filled are basically the needs that you will have. So as an entrepreneur, in my mind, one of those 3 blocks is probably going to be here, the dark purple block. And the reason why I said is because I know this process. And once I take you through it, you get to see it, and you have this recording afterwards, things are going to start to click and you'll be like, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of this? But that's okay, right? So by the time you get to the dark circle, those are going to be some of the things that you absolutely need to get to your next level. And I might be able to service you in those areas, right? That's where the money may come in, but I don't know that. But at least, like I said, you're someone, when we talked the other day, you're someone that offering something pro bono to has the ability to pretty much pick up and go do it. That would, even if I don't profit from it at all, it'll make me proud to say, okay, great. There was a reason why that happened. And later on in the future, we may end up doing business together, right?
Yeah.
So it all still comes back to this. So when I say, who am I moving forward? That's what it means, right? So let's say, for example, it may not be you who end up giving me money, but you understand what I do. Somebody may need some of what you need, and you may refer business to me.
Absolutely, I understand.
So it's, from now on, you don't do nothing free anymore without an intention.
Got it.
Right? Does this make sense? And the reason why I'm telling you this is I'm very open about it also, because when I teach and I coach, I teach my students to be just as open. So if you're going to give a pro bono to a friend or something because you kind of feel bad about it, you know, it is an uneasy adjustment. I went through it. We all go through it when we're transitioning from free to paid. Okay. You make it clear, like, look, this is your last free session. We're not doing it again. Right. So they understand that the next time they come back, they got to pay. Right.
Right.
But also, here's what this does. It clears up your table or your plate now, because if they really just wanted free advice, they're not going to come back again. So that now opens up your plate and your calendar for the people who are going to pay.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So you have to understand that. And the first thing the enemy is he's going to screw with your mind.
I know.
To tell you, oh, the money, no money's coming and nothing is happening. No. If you think that, then you're focused on that, and that's what you'll have.
Right.
Right. But if you think abundance, then you'll focus on that, and abundance will start.
Right.
Right. So the formula is very easy. Or now I won't say easy, it's very simple, because what's easy to do is also easy not to do. So I say all that to say this. That is the on the coaching side, and very simple how you can monetize it. Because starting with, $25 with your friends and family, they're the people who already know you, and they should find it in their heart to pay you $25 for your time, for what you're doing. And 75 is just a start. That's going to get you out your comfort zone. Then pretty soon you go up to, $100 for your coaching. And then, it progressively grows as your confidence grows, as you start to read more and develop more and become more. You start to learn more of your value. So you produce more value in a shorter time. Right. Right. So now that brings us to, so we already know kind of what your coaching genre is here. So let me get those, what color we're going to use there. That's black on black. That ain't going to work. That's a crime, doing the black on black thing. We just did that with red. Right. So
good.
Right. We just covered that there. Now we're going to talk about your book. Okay. In the message. So your three genres you're focusing on. What's your top three genres? Because you say you're in several genres. What's the top three genres for you?
One I would like to do an autobiography.
Okay.
On my name.
Okay.
Another one I would like to do a workbook.
Okay. And what's the workbook on? Like that area?
Basically the experience of clients who are wearing extensions.
Okay. So is this more to kind of like a teach it, self-paced teaching book on?
Yes, to teach them how to prevent overuse of hair extensions that can give them like hair loss, and things like that.
Okay.
By learning the different types of hair, that's out there on the market.
So look, the thing, I'm not going to write it out. I'm going to mention it. Whatever the title is going to be in that workbook could be something as simple as 10 steps to prevent hair loss, right?
Right.
Very simple. But if it says, unbelievable, 10 steps to preventing hair loss. I mean, the title is catchy. And, it's just like, oh, hey. Or maybe here's one. Who left the horse in Central Park bare, or something like that, right? Funny, right? People can relate to that, especially a New York audience. They know what's up, right?
Right.
Right. So something to that. Okay. What's the third?
The third, I'm not really sure.
Okay.
I do not want to do the autobiography. I do want to do the workbook on that. And I maybe the third one would be more so like just dealing with business, something for entrepreneurs and their struggles, how I'm struggling right now. So it would be like a testimony to what I'm dealing with, which I also know others are dealing with.
Okay. So basically you're looking at your story.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So no, I'm asking, are you looking at that book to be more so sharing your story?
Mine's and others. So
Okay.
other entrepreneurs who's dealing with that, maybe I can get a snippet of their story and put it into the book.
Okay.
Sharing the book with other entrepreneurs.
Okay. And then for your story, if you had to summarize your story into 3 words, what would it be?
Refocus, retrain, and restore.
Okay, there you go.
And that actually covers the whole part of the hairstylist thing, the disabled cosmetologist.
Okay, so I put that down
Really
there.
like that.
Huh?
I really like that title right there.
You like that? It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yes, I really like that.
Right. So that's both the title and the subtitle, right? So it really reads, the 3 R's of success, and then the subtitle is right. You could put it how disabled. Gosh, let me slow down. I'm getting too excited. Anyways, but it's talking about how. See, because look, it's a very powerful title. And as a publisher, when I do sessions like these with young authors, like it's all the exciting stuff, right? So basically, a disabled stylist, the journey to the 3 R's, and the 3 R's which you explained, which is to restore. What were the other 2?
Refocus, retrain, and restore.
Right, refocus, retrain, and restore. Boom, right there. That's easy. But that's your story, right?
Yes.
So look, remember I said it's everything we start with the end in mind. So here's the beauty about this. That's the book that you call the third book. This is the book that Obama will say will be the first book.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why would that be the first book?
Because it's my story.
It's your story, it's your passion, it's your message. It's what you can get behind of big time.
Yes, authentically.
Right? So the second book would obviously be the second book, because that's the workbook in your passion. Because the easy upsell from that first book is everybody will learn what you do, how to refocus, how to kind of get themselves back on schedule. But those who are using hair extensions and all this stuff, they need to know how to protect themselves. And hey, I made it easy for you guys. There's a workbook for it, right? The 10 steps to you know, preventing the horse in Central Park from going bald, whatever, whatever you name it or call it. It's going to be something fun and catchy. But your message, your book, that first one, the 3 R's of success, that has to be your message, because you delivered that very well when I saw you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're absolutely welcome. So if you had a book that tells that explains that demonstrates your message, then the two are now congruent. Does this make sense?
I love it.
Right. So I'm telling you, man, it does. The reason why I love doing these sessions is it's exciting and emotional all at the same time, because sometimes people get a chance to see their thoughts come together, on something what's there. So my gift, why I love these, is my gift is taking the complicated and making it simple. That's what God has given me, my ability to do. And I do that in just about everything, in every way that I do. So now this is just all some of the framework. Look, we haven't even gotten here yet. It's the good stuff. I love it. All right, so that's the good stuff.
Oh my God.
We're gonna get here first. So these are the first thing, the next step. So all of these two, the first two, you see where it funnels into here. Now we know what you're going to focus on, your top 3 things to focus on, right? Number 1 is your actual hair business, right? Then after that, now we know we're going to be focusing on coaching. So let me kind of specify this for a bit so your brain remembers.
Yes.
Because, we're not doing the other one, okay?
Yes, okay.
All right, so then it's and under speaking, we were going to subcategorize this, because this is where your book comes in.
3 R's of success. That's the name of the book. Obum. That's the name of the book.
Yeah, that's the name of your book.
Yes. It has just arrived.
Yep. The 3 R's of success, and the subtitle is basically, the disable, however you want to title it, disable something, whatever, and you put the 3 R's in there. Right? Now, let me teach you how to market this, because when you market this, we move from here, and now we're going to be talking money. Okay, this is where your financial journey begins. Okay, so how we market this is, it's easier. The easiest thing for you to do now is to start speaking. You're already good at sharing your story. And the more you get comfortable, look here, man. The more you get comfortable at sharing your story, okay, the better you will be focused on the content of your book. So I don't want you to get flustered with writing a book, okay? One of my programs is I help authors sit down in a weekend, come up with a title, come up with a subtitle, kind of just like we did with those 3, go through chapterization and start writing the chapters of the book and focus. And you can be done with your book in less than a week. Okay, it's easy, especially that first book, because it is your message.
Right.
Right. And in your life, you've had a lot of mess, because out of your mess comes your message. And it's just grammatically putting your mess contextually in chapters. That's all it is. Right? So here's how I want you to focus already. You'll already get this, and when you look at this again, it's going to make it easier for you. So obviously, let's say your book has, let's just go a little beyond. Your book has 12 chapters. Okay? Your first chapter is basically why you wrote the book. Your last chapter is what you're going to summarize and say, by now, since you've read all this, you've learned XYZ in the book. That's 2 chapters. Now we have to focus on 10. You already know 3 of those chapters are going to be the R's.
Mm-hmm.
You only have 7 more chapters to go.
Right.
And in that book, you could talk about at least 3 key lessons you learn, which are in different chapters. So now you only have 3 more chapters to go. And those 3 chapters could very easily simple be lessons learned, mentors, and then basically your formula for success. And
Yes.
lastly, your why, passion, mission, why you kind of wrote this book and how to help other disabled hairstylists. That's your book. It's done.
Yes.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yes. Wait, I just feel like I want to shout right now.
That's okay. It's all good.
Oh my God, this is amazing. I've been holding my breath for months, just trying to figure this out and just thinking, and nothing's happening.
Look, because the devil wants to hold your message away from you.
Right.
It's your message. But now it's all good. We're done. We got it. Right.
My family is getting in the car. I'm assuming that we're about to leave. We leaving? Okay. We could finish our call, but I'm going to just get in the back seat. Okay. So just give me 1 second.
That's okay.
Hold this, cousin. Aunt Pop, you okay? Your knees hurt? Okay. You got enough rest, cousin?
A little bit.
I'm going to write a book, y'all.
Hello?
Yes, I'm writing a book. Yes, for real.
All right.
Okay,
So,
I'm back with you.
all right. Awesome. So here's the deal. You're no longer writing a book.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to give you what you say from here on out about this book. And look, the moment you see, because I'm going to have you write it down. I'm going to have you say it and watch how it changes your demeanor. So I want you to write down, I am the author of
the
upcoming book.
The upcoming book.
And you know the name already. Write the name there.
The 3 R's of success.
And the subtitle?
For disabled cosmetologists. Disabled cosmetologists. I got it.
Okay, so when someone asks you from here on out, say, Shinise, what do? You said, so glad you asked. I'm the author of the upcoming book, The 3 R's of Success for Disabled Stylists, which is Retool, Refocus, and what's the other one?
Disabled cosmetologist. The disabled cosmetologist.
Okay, our signature. I'm going to ask you what you do, and you're going to tell me you're the author of the upcoming book, and you're going to tell me the name. So, Shinise, what do you do?
I'm the author of the upcoming book, The 3 R's of Success for Disabled Cosmetologists, training them to refocus, retrain, and restore.
Boom. Doesn't that sound different?
I love it.
Awesome. So that's your book, right? And now you get used to the second part. I want you to work on I want you to work on the second part a little bit so you just refine it.
Right.
What's it? 3 R's of Success. And you just call it the how to and the 3 R's. I don't know why that's messing with my head today. I got to write it down. All right. Okay, so one more time with me. R1.
Refocus.
Uh-huh.
Retrain.
Uh-huh.
Restore.
It's very simple. And I don't know why I'm having a hard time with the names today, but because I'm just a little out of focus because I'm too excited.
I'm excited too.
Okay, so you're the author of the 3 R's of Success, and it's teaching disabled cosmetologists how to refocus, retrain, and restore.
3 R's of Success, teaching disabled. Yes, that's a lot better.
Right? So if you want to fine tune that some more, you can, but this is how everything will work for you because you're going to be focusing on your speaking engagements. And when you speak, you're obviously, when you take the stage, you're not Shinise anymore.
I'm the disabled cosmetologist.
No, you're not even that. Hey, I'm Shinise Benjamin, the author of the upcoming book, The 3 R's of Success, teaching disabled, cosmetologists how to refocus, restore, and retrain. Right? Did I get it right?
Yes, you did.
Right? So once you say that, it's immediate attention grabber, but the more you say, you start to believe it now. And the more you start to believe it, the more you talk and you tell your story, you will start to see here very soon how you're fitting in those chapters. We already talked about those 12 chapters already, so it's going to be very helpful for you. Okay. So now that we're going to move forward from here, this is the arena where you're going to simply start making some money. Okay, because I told you my focus is to start getting you paid within the next 60 to 90 days.
Yes.
Right? And that's where the coaching is going to come in. Right? Because you're already doing it. You don't need to teach and learn anything. You're already doing that. You're just transferring it. Make sense? So now that we're done, this is kind of where we're moving to in the second category. So the second category, this is what we call a little bit of the big money. So the big money category is where we're going to answer these next questions, okay?
Okay.
And the next question is the how much? How much is your big money? How much is your big money?
You want me to answer that?
Mm-hmm.
You said 75, right?
No, that's what you're doing for coaching right now. I'm talking about, so how much money do you want to be bringing in annually? What's your goal annually?
I have no idea. I haven't thought of that.
Mm-hmm. That's why we have to get this part out. This is very key. And I know it might get you emotional, and that's okay.
As far as just coaching alone?
Forget anything you're doing. I just want you to fixate on the number, not anything that you're doing, just the number.
Anything that's 6 figures. So I would say 100,000.
So 100,000, that's $8,333 a month.
Okay.
So that's $83.33 monthly.
Okay. Got it.
Very soon you're going to see that that's not going to cut it that much for a bit. So now the next one, here's what we're going to do to get you in this side here where since that's the amount you said, I'm just going to kind of go and round it off myself. So the no worry portion will obviously be An easy million a year. So this is how we get back to this last stage. And, you know, red on purple don't look so good either. So the no worry stage, the next stage, this is where you're at. $1 million a year, right? Obviously, you don't have to worry about money at that point. So now let's fast forward. We moved from here. This is what's coming within the next 6 to 8 months. This is what's going to show up financially. And let's fast forward about a year or two from here and put yourself in this space right now. So I want you to be able to tell me that you're generating $1 million a year. Then what are you going to do with your time, with your life? What do you think or see your purpose is, your reason that God put you here on this earth that you'd rather be doing? You don't have to worry about money. What would you rather be doing?
I would like to open up a school for the disabled cosmetologists to support them and everything that my book is about. That's one thing. Can you find out if Shinise is in the house and tell her to put the key down when you call her back? You hear me?
Okay. What else?
That's really as far as I've gotten. On a personal note, just maybe get my daughter finish her getting through college. She just started last week, her first semester.
Okay. So I want you to think a little beyond that, because when you're here at $1 million a year, your daughter's school's already taken care of. Don't forget that part.
I have no answers.
Okay. So I want you, this is part of your homework. I want you to write down, I want you to figure out what you're going to do over the course of the next 3 to 5 years when money is no option for you.
Okay.
Right? Because here's why. You've heard it and read it, and this is what keeps us from moving. He who have no vision perishes.
Okay.
Right? When you die, Shinise, you have to die with a vision 5 to 10 years beyond you. Because if you don't have something you're actually reaching for, then you're just existing in life, and God didn't create us to just exist.
Okay.
Right? Look at how this actually makes your life a whole lot easier right now. What you just told me here between the School for Disabled Cosmetologists and what you're doing, it makes 2 chapters in your book very easy. Right? Because 1 chapter you could write about that purpose, that passion, why you're starting this. And the other one is what that school's going to do.
Okay.
Right? But at the end of the day, okay, this is how all this works. At the end of the day, let's go back to the drawing board over here.
Okay.
Woo, hit the wrong thing there. All of this here is what drives everything here.
Okay.
Do you understand? The reason you wake up in the morning is so that you can work to create enough money to build a school for disabled cosmetologists.
It's true.
Do you understand? So if you kind of feel it, if you kind of felt it in your heart and you've never said it, the only way that you'll get up every single day, the only way you'll stop making excuses to give free coaching is you need to put money to fuel to pay for your school.
Right.
And free coaching sessions don't do it. Right? So when you're thinking, and what you will have to do in part of your homework is you need to start researching where do you want that school? Do you want it in New York? Where in New York? How much is it going to cost? When you start getting those prices and numbers down, watch the energy that will be released into your body. That's going to wake you up and say like, holy crap, I'm moving a little too slow to be fulfilling my goal. Right? So when you're launching your book and you say, hey, look, it's now, you're not just selling your book. Let's say your book came out to be, I'm just using a number here. Let's say your book is $10. Okay? You're speaking at an event or whatever. You just say, okay, look, my book is $12 because, you know, 10% of the book goes towards building a school for disabled cosmetologists.
Right.
Right? Everything now becomes a matter of this. And the this is your why. Remember we talked about this before in the beginning? So I tell you, we're going to get back to this here in the end. So that why, let me use the black here. That why, or your purpose, basically, here, the why, WHY, stands for what's hurting you.
Wow.
I know. And the what's hurting you or what's hurting your heart right now is not being able to build that school. Am I right?
Yes.
And this is exactly why you're going to build your business. This is exactly why you're going to write your book. This is exactly why you're going to get your coaching clients paying you for your expertise, right? So we're going to take all this off the board. Look at that. Real fast was a magic show. And last thing I'm going to close out with, because I'm going to share with you what I can help you with. Right? And then you decide from there, we could talk about the afterwards, and this will be something that'll come back to help you. So I need a third one. Okay. Over here. So to bridge the gap for you here, this is what OBOM does. That can help you. So as a publisher, I can obviously help you with your book, right?
I'm glad to hear that.
So I can obviously help you with your book as a publisher. Then when it comes from publishing, you'll need your book. Everything, the number one thing, the number two thing, and the number three thing for businesses is sales.
The other way, Eric.
So you know like how a car has ABS system brakes? Business does too, because you always have to be selling. ABS, get it?
And then you turn around. See that
right? Sales and marketing is very key. I can also help you with that and share with you to help you get the. I use ClickFunnels.
Really, how is that? Because she wanted me to get that.
I love ClickFunnels. I use it all the time. I could send you a link to sign up and get 2 weeks of it for free and start working and understanding a bit. But I use ClickFunnels for everything that I do. It's very simple to understand. I sell a lot of I've been using it now for about 3 years. I actually develop a coaching platform where I teach people how to use it or make and sell funnels stuff for them in one of my companies, in my marketing company. So I teach a lot of my authors and creators to utilize and use the same things that I use. That's helped my business make millions of dollars. So you'll need to move from basically your book, because this is what that'll help you at.
Do you also use Create Space? Because that's another one she referred when it comes to.
It's another one, but I use ClickFunnels. Create Space and a lot of them help. I stay with ClickFunnels because it's very adaptive to just about any software or anything that's happening out there right now. And they're very adaptive. Does that make sense? So since ClickFunnels is very adaptive, every new technology that comes out, they create things to work with it. So I don't have to worry and try to do several different things, which is the reason why I like them more than anything else. From Create Space, Upwork, this, you name it, I use them for that. And then the last part here for me is basically coaching. Right. So from here, you decide what you do. And this is something, I mean, I could, for you, I can put a package together that kind of encompasses everything for you in a sense. If you want to go in, and I'll be able to kind of help you. Look, that looks like a ship. It's sailing. Anyways. So I would love to be able to kind of help you move to the next step. But putting things together, breaking it out here to really clearly see what it is and where it is that you're going should really help you to kind of calm down in your storm right now, because the one thing that helps anyone through any situation is clarity, right? So write this down. Clarity leads to focus.
Clarity what?
Leads to focus.
Say that again.
Clarity leads to focus.
Got it.
Right? And focus leads to results. Right? So basically, you have to first get clear on what you want. And when you're able to focus on what you want, you get the results of it because you take action. Right? So the last part is action is the bridge between your goals and your results.
Okay.
Right? So that's why a lot of my students call me the action coach, because the first session, which is this, it's the strategy session, it's the discovery session, it's discovering everything else. And how I coach is this, we've already started. After this, all I'm doing is helping you get from step 1 to step 2, step 3, step 4 to step 5. Boom, 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 boom. That's it.
Well, that's a lot. It's not a that's it for somebody that's starting from nowhere.
No. Right? So this is what I do. The know where you're at is, okay, what's step 1 for you? What's step 2? What's step 3? What's step 4? I would say you're on Facebook, right?
Yes.
Okay, so find me on Facebook. Let's connect there. You can kind of scroll through my Facebook, whether it's my time feed or my business page. And I mean, you'll start to see a theme of people that I work with or connect with or stuff that I do. And things are going to start to click. And what we discovered here in your session, you'll be able to see, okay, so here's what I want. What can I do? So, for example, I have a program, and remind me about this. Let me write it down here before I forget. When you remind me about the book program, I'll know exactly what it is you're talking about. So as an author, like the average book will cost a new author for a new book between $5,000 to $7,000. That's just with the new book. That's everything from the creation process, and I won't explain all of it. But because I went through that myself, and when I became a publisher, I wanted to create a program that would help new authors do something that's very simple to generate money, have a book, have a best-selling book, and then be able to actually write their own book. So ask me about that. I'll send you a link to kind of look over it and see if it's something you'd be interested in. But what it is, it's being able to take a book on success that's pretty much already pre-written, and it helps you to become the kind of a leading expert in your local area, connecting with local businesses. And they basically pay for most of the book and footwork itself, which gives you enough profit to launch your own personal book and brand that you're doing.
Okay.
Right? So that's it, unless you have any questions.
No, I actually want to just absorb everything that you gave me and then try to put some more of my thoughts together on a clearer mind.
Right.
And then I guess share that with you when I get to that point.
Awesome. Was this helpful?
Yes, it definitely was a great help. I'm excited.
Awesome.
That I know that I'm the author of my new book.
Right, right. Being the say it again, the upcoming author. What do you do, Shinise?
I'm the upcoming author of my new book, The 3 R's of Success, to help disabled cosmetologists restore, rebuild, and refocus.
Awesome.
Sorry,
So,
refocus, retrain, and build.
right. Okay. So now I have the perfect subtitle, and it's gonna replace 4 words with 1 word. So it's the 3 R's of success, and the word you're gonna insert is helping, and then you use the 3 R's.
Helping disabled cosmetologists refocus, retrain, and restore.
Done.
Perfect.
That's it.
Perfect. Okay, I'm excited.
All right. I'm excited for you too. So I'm going to get this. If it's not done today, when it's done in the next few days, I will send you the link of this coaching session so you can go back through and slow down on a few things and kind of just chart it all out.